Hi everyone. If you're here, you're probably wondering what the difference is between an area drain and a French drain. Well, in this video, we're going to go over what those differences are and hopefully provide you with enough information that you can decide which would be best for your problem. So here are the top 3 differences between an area drain and a French drain. For area drains, they're easier and faster to install, a lot less pieces than a French drain. They're good for smaller drainage areas. They don't handle as much water as a French drain can. They're cheaper to install than a French drain. Now let's move over to French drains. They're good for saturated areas. They can get the water that's on the surface and also the water that's in the ground. They handle a lot more water. During big storms, you're going to see the water disperse a lot faster with a French drain than you are an area drain. They're more expensive. There's a lot more parts that go into installing a French drain over an area drain, so it's going to be more expensive. So now let's take an in-depth look at what each of these drainage systems do. The first thing that we're going to go over is the area drain. The area drain consists of a catch basin or an inlet, solid pipe, and a pop-up or an outlet. A catch basin or an inlet will allow the water to get into the system. The solid pipe will then convey the water to a pop-up or an outlet. When you have an area in a yard where there's a low point and the water cannot get down to where it can shed off in the rest of your yard, what we would do is install an area drain at a low point, which would then capture all the water that you get here after a big storm and convey it to an area that's sloped. So with an area drain type of system, you can actually have multiple catch basins throughout your yard that all tie together and share a same outlet or pop-up. Similar to an area drain, a French drain is also used to disperse water in a troublesome area. Now here what we have is a cross-section view of the French drain to show you the parts of what it actually looks like in the trench. So a French drain consists of fabric, which encases the whole trench. It consists of drainage rock, and it consists of perforated pipe. So the fabric is used for a couple of reasons. One is to separate the drainage rock from the dirt. Now the reason why you want to do that is so all the dirt and sediment does not get into this perforated pipe or this drainage rock and clog up your system. The drainage rock is used to create a volume in the trench. So what we're trying to do here is fill this trench up with as much water as we possibly can, and it will be conveyed through this pipe. So the water actually enters into the perforated pipe. Now, perforated pipe is just a fancy way of saying a pipe with holes in it. So throughout the whole length of the pipe, it actually has holes that allow the water to get into that pipe. Once the water starts filling up in this trench, it hits a certain level in the pipe, right about there, where the water can actually travel through the pipe and out to a pop-up drain. Let's say you have a neighbor whose yard is higher than your yard, and so all their water runs off. Well, a good spot to put this is right at the toe of that hill, and it'll capture all that water. The great thing about a French drain too is that all of this water that is in the ground that surrounds it is also able to penetrate through that fabric and get into that pipe. So this is a good solution to have in an area that is very saturated. Similar to the area drain system, you can also install an inlet in a French drain. Now the reason you would do this is if you see an area that is gathering a lot of water, what this does is allows that water to quickly enter through the inlet instead of sitting there and percolating through the grass and into the drainage rock. So similar to an area drain, you just see it actually gets into this perforated pipe. So when the